I'm live. Great. Sorry guys, I don't really know what I'm doing. Hi. I was really just trying to figure out settings. I've got my phone and I'm like, they gave me an option when I opened up YouTube on my iPad and they said, oh, do you want to check the chat on a different device as you go in? And I was like, perfect, I can see what I'm doing here and we'll have a look. And I was like, okay, great, perfect. And now that option is not coming up on my phone. And I don't know what other device they think I'm connected to, but I'm not. The computer I usually do this from is over there and it's not doing things. So now I don't really know what I'm doing. It wasn't alive, I lied. I'm a liar, just every day. It was a test because I am currently on my iPad. I tried to test before though, I was on my laptop. And I was like, all right, I'll just go in quickly. No one will, it was a really weird time and no one will join. It's fine. I'm just going to check the set. And then a ton of people came in and I was like, ah! And I just didn't know. Good evening. I've got, it looks live. I know it's all an illusion. Basically what's happening here, I've never used this on my iPad. So I've got a few little things in the corner coming up for the chat. But I don't know how everything works because I don't use my iPad for anything, so it was clearly a sound investment on my part. Generally, I deal with Apple like I don't just do the thing I want you to do instead of making me connect 12 other things. And I'm not very good with it. But I bought this, man, I want to say a couple of years ago. And no prayer sounds. No, it's too late for that. It's where it's 10:30. So there won't. I think all the prayers for the day are done. I think the last one was between 8 and 9. I'm just like I don't know. The prayer times changed slightly. What is on my hand? It's changed slightly every day by a few minutes, but I'm not entirely sure exactly the times. And I always forget about them until I'm filming, and then they go off and I'm like, I didn't check again. Because that's, like, I can film when I can film, but it's too late for them now, so don't worry about it. I think the new ones will start in about the 4 AM range, I believe, something like that. I'm hoping, I can't see the whole chat, it just comes, oh, there you go. Hey from Berlin. Hi, Suan. I don't know if I'm seeing all the chat because I'm only getting little things in the corner. Because I am on full screen right now, but I don't know how to, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so scared to press like the X or the whatever because I can't see all the chat. I don't know if this is how it's meant to. Hi from Sweden. Whereabouts in Sweden are you, Ada? I lived there for a little while. Hi from Worcestershire, my home. Well, near my home. Want to treat to see live? Thank you, Tiffany. I'm in Saudi, yes, that's right. But yeah, so prayer times is over anyway. Manchester, oh, my brother lived up there for a bit. I'm from Canada. Oh, Canada. You can pull the chat on your phone. See, I thought I could. That was the idea. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily more polite for me to be looking at you, but oh well. Can I just click into my own life? I guess. There might be a bit of weird delay, but maybe I'll see everything. Because I don't know if me trying to do it separately might just be more distracting. I suppose if I miss things in the chat, I sincerely apologize. I don't know, there is a slight delay as far as I can tell, but we'll just see how it goes, I suppose. If anything really screws up, because they were like, oh, if you want to check messages or approve them or whatever. So I don't know how much is coming up versus here, but me reading this while also trying to do this is going to be really distracting. I apologize. Sorry, I did see that note. You said you were from Stockholm, right? I didn't stay in Stockholm. I was in Gävle, about an hour, I want to say south of Uppsala, but I went to Stockholm for the chocolate festival. I want to say in October one year, I want to say, but it's that was a very, very long time ago. Have you seen the theory Pete's is gone? I've heard some talk about people saying, I think it was on the farms, they were saying, they were speculating that he decided he didn't want, like she was talking about how they were definitely going to be leaving the apartment at the end of the lease, and then there was speculation that he might not want to stay with her to wherever the new place was. Hey Nomad. We're in Canada. Oh, I'm missing stuff still, sorry. I can definitely see it clearer on here, but I don't want to be looking down here and not looking at you. It feels rude, you know? You're getting a blizzard. Oh, send me some, would you? Ugh. I'm not built for the sun. I don't hate the sun, I'm just not built for it at all. What brought you for all words, why not? What brought you to Saudi for work? Work. That's why I came to Saudi. I work here. Calgary is blizzarding. Oh, I've got a friend who lives not that. She lives in Montreal, which is not that far. But don't panic and don't hamster. I just caught that the last second. I was like, what does that mean? I teach, but before anybody goes in, I was being a bit coy about it, and then I was like, no, I have told people I teach before. But other than that, I'm not going to be giving out any details. I know that people are curious, but I'm like, that's as much as I'm willing to put into the internet land. But I do teach. That's why I've traveled around. I teach internationally. So I didn't mean to be rude there. I apologise. I went to say it and then I was like, do I want to say it? I'm not sure. But I've already done that before, so no, it doesn't matter. Let me just have a look. Thank you, Elaine. That's very kind of you. I've been saying without me, you have got nothing. Made me laugh so much. Why has your message been retracted? Oh my goodness. Let me. Oh. Sorry. See, it doesn't. The whole point of this was that I'd be able to go in and see what the retracted message was, because you're meant to be able to do that. I think YouTube has auto retracted it. I didn't do that, by the way. I didn't ban that. But sometimes they have really weird words that they retract on, and like I watch a channel that does like game streams. I've been watching a lot of Among Us recently because my boys are really into it. And he had a message with the word bread blocked in it. And I was like, bread? What have you got against bread, YouTube? Like, I don't know what's going on with it. But let's see. What's your next country after Saudi? No idea. I never plan my countries. I just see what opportunities I have and I go to whatever country they're in. Oh, I'm going a bit red. That's how you can tell I'm slightly nervous whenever I get emotional, because I'm so pale skinned. If I get slightly emotional about anything, I can start flaring up. Let's see. Do you ever miss booze being in Saudi? Not really. I wasn't a big, sorry. I got caught up doing that. This is why I'm really bad going around. Sorry. I'll be right back with you. I don't miss booze because I wasn't a big drinker before I got here, so it wasn't a big thing to give up. But there are times when work's going really well and things online are excellent, and I'm just like, day drinking. Day drinking could be a thing. I recommended it to one of my friends who does homeschooling because she's a full-time mom, and she's also now got her boys. She's in America, she's in Florida. And she was just having a really bad day, and I was like, have you considered day drinking? Because I feel like if there was ever a time to pick up the habit, 2020 would be it, So sorry, I'm missing some things. I also don't know, I'm having to scroll back on my phone because I don't know how to scroll back on here. But we'll have to see, apologies. So just give me a moment. Would you ever make a video talking about life living there versus the UK? Probably not. I don't think it's the purpose of my channel. I know some people would be interested, but particularly in the community we find ourselves, I try not to put too much personal information. I did have a personal channel for many years on YouTube, which I promptly deleted when I started doing reacts. I was like, maybe I don't want that out there. So let's see. Foodie Beauty, without me, I think I loved it. I loved it so much. Sorry, I know I'm behind in the chat, but I just, seriously, throw the drink and just completely embrace it. If she did that, I would be there for it. If you're gonna do it, you know? Let's see, a video will be up today. Maybe. I mean, usually the things with the time zones, things end up happening while I'm asleep. And so especially because she tends to delete things, I'm always like, oh, what did I miss and where do I go? And thank God the farms do the archiving, otherwise I'd miss half her life. I would have a completely different idea of who she was if I could only go by what was on her channel. Let's see. I thought she was going to say and flick a cigarette ash. That would also have been amazing, although I would have dragged her if she had been smoking. Her lungs, feeling ill, the Rona, no thank you. Are you an English teacher? I am actually not going to talk about my job on here more than to tell you I teach and that's why I travel, but thanks for asking. I know you're interested. Sorry if that's a little rude. Let's see. How does it feel to have been graced with it wasn't that much because, you know, I don't, sorry, this is, who just said that? Let's be kind. Molly, sorry, I didn't read out your name, my darling. I didn't mind too much because I didn't think for a second she would have known what my channel was. That was the most surprising thing. I'm like, I read the comment because I just clicked in to check my comments through the studio, and then I was really surprised because for a minute I thought it was like I read the comment but didn't read the username, and then I was like, is this a parody? Oh, it's her. What's she doing here? Why is she on my channel? You know, it was just, it was very surprising. I didn't think, given the kind of reacts I do, it seemed worth it. But, you know, be completely fair to her, because I know some people got into it, they're like, did she strike your channel? What did she do? You know, no, she didn't. She had a night where she was clearly making the rounds, angry. She said some things that she might have meant, but were ill thought out, and the next day she took them back. That's what happened there. You know, there's no hurt feelings. I try not to put, although I try and emote a little in my reacts, I obviously have feelings about her, but I try not to let them hurt me too much. You know, you've got to be able to be like, okay, and move on. So, you know, let me just see. Do you know the room she was drunk driving? I didn't actually get to see that live. Hi, Poets Graffiti. I didn't get to see that live. It had already been deleted when I woke up. I heard tell of it, but I didn't actually get to see it. And there doesn't seem to be an archive anywhere, unfortunately. There's no way the email Feed Beauty got was real. Excuse me. It's not the Rona. I did initially think that as well, but some moron on the farms was like saying, oh no, because I emailed the coldest and I reported it. And I was like, you effing moron, you know? But apparently it's real. She said that in the round robin there were also a lot of internal people, so she would know. But to be honest, even if it was stupid of her to be reported, she was sitting in a video where she was being actively racist and telling them to fire her. Even if she was just putting up a front because actually it was being withdrawn from mukbangers. But like you couldn't have painted a bigger target on you if you had tried. So you reap what you sow there, you know? They might disagree with you, Nomad. Especially with the VL right now. But let's see. Well, the thing is, Kristen, she just said that I handled Feed Beauty in the comments quite great. She gets to be angry, so I'm not shocked that she's coming. I'm kind of shocked she's on my channel of all channels, but I'm not shocked she's angry about it. She doesn't like people reacting to her, and I'm not surprised. There is a big community that reacts to her, and I'm sure she feels attacked a lot of the time. So, I mean, if I've taught many age groups. When I was in China the first time, I taught really young kids. And so if a 4-year-old is having a tantrum, you don't have a tantrum back. You leave it and they calm down and then you sort it out later. And that's what we ended up doing. We sorted it out later. She came back, she apologized, it was done. Now, I'm not sitting here going, she's a child. I don't mean it as that insult, but that's how you handle that, you know? There's no point going, oh my God, she said this. You're like, well, yeah, you know? Well, one thing I will agree with her on in her video, like there's very little to agree with, when she's like, because I've got a bad attitude, what were you expecting? She's got an incredibly thin skin and she feels attacked online all the time. I wasn't expecting anything else if she ever did find my channel. And she apparently took a second and then went, okay. And she apologized, so there we go. All done. Let's see. Robin just said a person close to Chantal told him, how does he know a person close to Chantal? That she watched and is aware of all reaction channels. I mean, I'd be interested to know who that person was. Oh, I forgot he was live. Sorry. Oh, good. Sorry, Tiffany, you gotta go. Okay, lovely to see you. Well, or not, as the case may be. You know what I mean. Sorry, I've just completely lost the track of thought I was using there. I apologise. So just go through. With her meds, it's very easy to get drunk. I'm on the same ones. You have to be careful with it. I mean, I realise that people have different tolerances, but to my mind, the appropriate amount to drink before you get behind the wheel of a car is 0, especially in the dark of night, especially when you're on medications. So people have different tolerances, but because they have different tolerances, then, you know, oh, I can show messages if they come up as held for review. Daisy Rose, yeah, it's weird, but she must be using these old videos as a BB. She had no idea. I wonder if he knows how ugly she's been. I can show that comment, apparently. There you go. I don't know why it was hidden. I guess because it had the word racist in. Sorry if I'm being a bit slow in the comments, you guys. I'm not sure. I don't know if that footage was old. I don't know if it was new. He basically tried to stay out of her channel for the most part. I think it was just kind of, okay, you do that, fine. And beyond that, I don't think he cares that much. And there's no reason to care more now that they're not together, you know? They weren't reacting to Chantal and she started going after them. I don't know, this whole thing, leave poor Amber alone. It's totally fine to have friends online. They do get lumped together a lot, but she alternates, as with many things, between saying, oh my goodness, like, we're not connected. Why do you keep asking me these things? But then she'll run to connect her and Amber Lynn when it suits her. So I'm like, you know, take your pick there, but I'd rather consistency. But then if you go into Chantal expecting consistency, you're in for a wild ride. I don't understand getting mad at Miss Glory Gloria. I completely understand her getting mad at Miss Glory Gloria. Let's just say, I'm using he, apologies, before we get into it, and I'm like, transphobic! I went into his video, and at the bottom of the video he said that the character he plays is a persona based on someone he used to know. So I'm assuming that it is a persona and is not a gender identity. If I'm wrong, I'll change my pronouns. But that's my understanding. So when I use he, it's not intended as an insult, okay? But I mean, obviously you have a different perspective on it, Mr. Gorgonchuk, but it doesn't surprise me that she's mad. He's very blunt, let's put it that way. He has a very distinct style, and I can see why it's not for her when she's the subject of it. Yeah, she isn't one to be able to laugh at herself, and that makes it hard, you know? Let me just... Pixface, you've done things she could only dream of. She's too lazy and just sit around and eat, and I'll say talk smack, because you've got to be careful on lives how you speak. To be fair, I've been lazy, I've sat around, I've talked smack about people, I haven't eaten on camera, but you know, we all have our moments. But yeah, she doesn't seem to have anything wider beyond that. And that is actually a bit sad for me, that even Chantal, every person has an amount of potential that I feel like even now, with how far it's gone, she could reel it back in and change her life. I don't think she will, but the potential is there and it's such a waste, you know? Yeah, Chantal was stunning ALR for a while. Let me see. Sorry, I'm way behind on comments. Give me a moment. Oh, is Mike Thought here? I completely miss you, my darling. I'm so sorry. I'm going down here and I'm like talking to you and talking here and I'm missing things. I'm really sorry. Oh, that's a sound I make. Sorry. I'll probably do it again when I'm thinking and I just need a minute. Mike's here. Thank you, Deb. I can't see him though. Funny girl is stalking my thoughts. He's stalkable. Don't worry about it, my darling. Don't worry about me, Mike. I'm not about to turn up in your closet. She drives me nuts. I don't know why that was held for review, but I think she does all of us sometimes because from the outside, her patterns of behavior are so much clearer that it can be super frustrating, you know? I think the only way Chantel would have started if she experiences the joy of complete demonetization. I don't actually want. I mean, I do agree. I don't think she'll change it. I don't know who that is, but I'll have a look. Hi, Mike. I've just found you. I'm right at the end now. Sorry, whatever it is. On one hand, yes. I think there's no reason. Well, there's a ton of reasons, but there's nothing to force her to change so long as she's got YouTube. So I do think a big change would be required. I think getting off of YouTube would be required. I don't think with how far this particular trainer's gone, she would be successful using her channel as a vehicle. Even if she were able to rebrand it, I don't think YouTube is a healthy place for her in that regard. So I don't think she'd be successful in any positive change on it. But at the same time, we know she's reliant on it, and I don't want to see her homeless in the gutter. I want to see her life get better, not worse, you know? And losing her monetization would be disastrous for her, just utterly disastrous, and I don't wish that on her, despite what I might sound like sometimes. Hey Milk, I don't have a question, I just like you. Aww, thank you. Let me see. Oh, who didn't say your name? Gregory. Sorry. Thank you. Let's see. Molly, what do you think is up next for FB? Are we getting a juice cleanse in the next 72 hours? No, she seems to be on a pretty big rager at the minute, and I'm not sure how long that's going to last. It's been quiet. I think we'll have a better indicator once we get a video, because she has, you know, you start with this. I've got something black on my hand. I apologise. I think it was from the onions I roasted earlier. Apologies. She's got either her softly voice, or she'll come in incredibly defiant, or she'll just come in as if she recorded this 3 weeks ago and ignore everything, and it will be very, very bland. It will be one of those mukbangs that I don't usually react to because there's nothing to say. So those are the three possibilities, and I suppose it'll be a better indicator after that. Let's see. I just think as long as she can monetize her addiction, she's going to keep dying on screen. I don't disagree. I think YouTube is a really powerful motivator, but ultimately, YouTube could be a force of positive change, but I don't think it can be with her. You know, I think there's too much water under that particular bridge. I think it's the basis for a lot of her unhealthy habits, and the fact is, she won't put in the effort she would need to put in, the sustained effort to thoroughly rebrand her channel and to do the work to continue with a rebrand. So let's say she could use YouTube and she could lose weight, and that would be an amazing thing. She'd have so many followers for that. But it would be a lot harder to come up with ideas every day and to film and to fill her channel if she wasn't just turning on the camera and eating. And I think that's also something that stops her, not just the whole food and addiction element, but just the pure laziness at the end of it. It is hard graft to make a career on YouTube the way with the image that she wants to make. And I think that mukbangs have really skewed that for her, because they are lower effort a lot of the time, you know, and because she's had some success with it, she doesn't realise how much hard graft goes into an actual channel, you know. And I don't mean to say hers isn't a channel, it is, but you know what I mean. Chantal could move in with her family. Potentially she could, but I mean, do you think that's what she wants? And that's assuming, do you think that's what they want? I'm sure they'd be willing to help her out temporarily, but permanently move in? I don't know. I don't think that would be good for anyone. I mean, she wouldn't necessarily be on the street. I understand what you're saying there, but... Anastasia, there are so many complications of her cycle. It must be heartbreaking to see, but I don't understand how she doesn't recognise it in her own behaviour that watches these reactions highlighting it. I think she does recognise it. I think in the reactions, she won't see it because we say it. She gets so caught up with the delivery, she won't pay attention to the content, if that makes sense. Which is one of the issues, I think, of why she ended up commenting on my channel of all ones. But she knows her own cycles. I knew my own. You know, how much you're willing to engage with it is a whole nother question, but you're not blind to it, and it's the fact that you're not blind to it that makes her, that made me, that makes everyone in that situation so miserable at times and so defensive about it at times. Let's see. Poets Graffiti, honestly, I do too. Even after horrible behaviour, I want to see her get better. I know how much better my life got, and I want that for her, even if she makes it hard sometimes. I like the details on your door. I just got hit. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't want to ruin this. Oh. No, it's hard. Sorry, I don't want to ruin this, but it's my front door. I did not choose it. I think I would have preferred not to have the glass in the front door, but I do have a gate at the front, so you can't see. I've got a little patio at the front there. Let me just see. Sorry. Pixie Face, I enjoy getting your son. It was lovely to see you drop in. Thank you. Her last community tab was Rainbow and Sunshines. I think you're right on Softly Softly. Maybe. I mean, she's a changeable little peanut, isn't she? We'll see how she feels that particular minute. I think right now she plans for it to like, okay, I've said my piece now, we move on. And I'll be interested to see if she's able to. Yoli, I'm not sure if you've addressed this, but how do you feel about how she's blamed her faults on mental illness? Toad McKinley's take on it, but not word for word. Sorry, I haven't seen I've heard the name Toad McKinley, but I haven't seen any of his work, so I'm afraid I can't really comment on whatever it is he said. Mike's thoughts is morally fantastic when it comes to not covering avocado and Amy's life journey. I don't watch. I've seen a video or two of Amy, but I don't know the. Nicocado avocado. Sorry, I can't. I was like, who? Oh, I'm a moron. Excuse me. I can't believe how many people still cover them. I mean, there's an audience for everything at the end of the day, and I think I remember ages and ages and ages ago seeing a video, I think maybe when I was first getting into Anne Boleyn, because I used to watch Anne Boleyn a lot more before I got into Chantal. That's how I found her channel. And he used to be very sane. Like, as much as I didn't really watch him, but he seemed nice enough when I'd scroll through. And the difference between where he started and now just seems, when he was doing like his raw vegan whatever, and now I don't know, I'm sure he had a lot of drama in other ways, but just mentally within himself he seemed very different back then, didn't he? Let's see, I don't necessarily think she looks much bigger, but in general she doesn't look good. She looks sickly regardless of her weight. Yeah, she's got a lot of health issues, hasn't she? How far behind am I? Oh my god, sorry guys, I just see the little arrow and I'm like, I can't be that. Oh, let's scroll. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I've lost where I was. That was my own fault. I wish she'd gone a weight loss show like Super Skies versus Super Skinny. I'd love to see her with Dr. Christian. I've watched a few episodes of that. I don't know, there is a point where, and we've seen this with her before, no professional can help you unless you're willing to step in and really do it, you know? She's got this idea that any professional she goes to will somehow be able to force her into it, and that's not the way that it works. It has to center in you first, and then professionals can assist, but they can't make you do anything, and God knows no one can make Chantal do anything. I go, hi. I think her stepdad would have a problem with her getting up late. Her mum enables too much. I don't know. I mean, her mum and her stepdad, we don't really know much about them at all. So there's no real way to know. I think it would be a bit weird. She'd still have to maintain her channel. So I think it would be interesting to see her with roommates or other people that aren't Pete's that she's not super comfortable with, and still trying to do her mukbang channel, because she gets very weird eating around people and she'd be under pressure the whole time. I think it would lead to some things happening on her channel for sure. We would see a lot of stuff. Let's see. Chantal does not seem like she would be very nice to people around it, even family with. She seems like a difficult roommate. You know, but I don't know. We've got to remember, we only see select parts of her. We see a lot. We see enough to draw certain conclusions. I don't think, you know, she's a deep ocean of emotional, you know, of emotion, let's say. But we don't see everything. We don't see how she acts when she's not with us, when she's not with Pete, because the things that she does, I do believe she's inherently ashamed of, however defiant she gets. So we only see her in the moments that really are supposed to be private in that regard. We see a very select view of her. Let's say. Chantal isn't acting like her old self right now, the way she admits to being a meltdown, the way she doesn't seem to believe her own life. She's not the same she was a year ago. I think she's very much the same as she's always been. It's just a case of how alert she is with it. No way she look after her grandmother. It depends how you're defining look after. She checks in on her, she gets her groceries. Chantal, has become less capable of looking after herself currently. So I think the things she did for her grandmother we're seeing less of, because we're seeing less of her outside her own apartment. But in as much as she ever did, I think she still is. But I don't think it's look after as in like bodily and physically help, but just keep an eye on her. It sounds like she's getting frail. Nice hair today, thank you very much. I'm not sure, Kristen. Why do people think Pete's left? It's just a rumour that's going around. I'm not sure of the details, to be honest, but I have heard it. I don't know in terms of if he left as in he's gone right now. What I heard was that potentially maybe he wouldn't be moving on with her wherever they go next, but I don't know why. You know? Let's see. Did anyone else die laughing when Chantal said she hadn't gained weight? I mean, you saw my reaction when she said that. That's what I think of it. I think she's 440. I think to the point, we can't speculate the actual, well, we can, clearly we're going to, but I don't think we can get an accurate representation of her weight because we don't see a lot of her. And she is very short and she holds her weight very very specifically in a lot of places. And with her being the size she is, it's very difficult to see when she's gaining weight. It tends to be she'll gain, and then suddenly it will be obvious, you know, because she has a certain baseline. It tends to be a bit, very noticeable, bit, very noticeable. Chantal is very pretty, and if she became the first of the girls to really start a true weight loss channel, she'd really like the number of followers and positive content. I mean, she's tried before, banned in Boston. I don't think Chantal, her features, I don't think she's ugly. I think she's done so much damage to herself, and I'm just going on like the loose skin, the stuff that I knew about when I lost weight. I don't think she'd look the way she's picturing looking after she lost weight. I think most of her would look like melted cheese. And I'm saying that as the voice of experience. But I don't think her features are bad at all. And you see younger photos of her when she was thinner. She had a pretty face. But I don't know what she'd look like now, you know? I definitely had a laugh, one of my loud, ridiculous belly laughs. I love your loud, ridiculous belly laughs, Mike. Why do you wear a wig? I have trichotillomania. So I've worn one since I was about 19. I started pulling my hair out when I was about 10. Let's see. She go into a massive strop on the first day. I mean, same. I go into a massive strop anytime I'm on a diet. I went into a massive strop this morning when I was like, maybe I shouldn't start my morning with chocolate. Maybe that's an adult thing. And I was in a tantrum about that for most of the morning. Let's see, my mum also had a weight loss surgery, and I know how much Chantal is struggling right now because I saw my mum get that big. It's heartbreaking, frankly disgusting. She needs help. She does, but until she's willing to take the step, I mean, how many times has she said she's thinking of getting surgery? How many programs has she been in? She says there's no help. Actually, she's accessed a lot of help. She just never followed through with it. And it's not that I don't understand it. Well, there are times when I don't understand it. It's not that I don't understand the impulse to say, no, I can do it myself. Because I put off getting weight loss surgery. But I don't know if weight loss surgery would be a successful answer for her, but I don't think she'll be successful without it, if that makes sense. You need to watch the 2 Hour Dark. Yeah, lots of people have recommended it. I just haven't gotten around to it. My fault. Let's see. I don't wish pain on anyone. However, if you don't care about yourself, why should people? I mean, I think the truth I would take from that is until you do something, people can't. You know, I know why people care, even when it seems hopeless, but, you know. God, I just did a Chantal, you know what I mean? Chantal has a crazy amount of health issues. Her breathing makes me sad. Really, it does. Let me just say, oh, I'm so behind. I'm so sorry. This is going to be an ongoing theme. I apologise. Let me just through a little bit. Chantal has no self-awareness. She doesn't see hypocrisy in her own actions. Yeah, that's fairly true. Charlie didn't even have to pull any cards. That's what Charlie said. Just racist. Sorry, what Charlie said, I'm guessing you mean is just racist, and people noticed. Yeah, I mean, I was amazed that she managed to, I mean, people flayed her alive when she did this the first time, but it had kind of died down. I don't know if she was just feeling belligerent at everybody and because she was angry about everything. I don't know if she wanted to distract from the other things she was doing and thought, oh no, let's resurrect this. But I don't think it was a good choice, let's put it that way. She was using, oh, okay. Holly S says that the rumour about Pete's came from the farms because basically she was using a lot of I and me language when talking about moving in with her grandmother. I skipped through, the thread's been moving fast. But I would say that I wouldn't expect any better from her even if he was with her. I don't think she'd consider anyone but herself in that. So, you know, I wouldn't expect it even if Pete's were around. Let's see. Sorry. Did something to my phone then, I apologise. Let's see, I think Pete pays the bills alone with the amount she eats. I highly doubt she has enough money. I highly doubt he'd have enough money to do it alone if she did that. I don't know, like, she did say at the very beginning of this, oh, we've had a talk and I'll be paying my fair share. And that, to me, heavily implied that the last time they'd been together, she had very much not done that. So, I'm guessing they put down some rules beforehand, but how much will Pete be willing to enforce them? That's a whole nother story. Let's see. Do you like living where you are? Where is your favourite place to live? I don't really have an answer for that. The places I have lived have all done different things for me at different times in my life, and so it's kind of been an equal but different sort of a thing. Japan was nice. I was in Japan for 3 years, and that was at the very beginning of my career, so it was a pretty big new thing. And so that was a big experience for me. Let's see, I doubt she's on disability. People say that a lot, I doubt that too. Let's see, there are other reaction channels, for God's sake. Sorry, Wilder, oh, why she has an unhinged hatred of Charlie in particular. Why does she do anything she does? Ron say, I can't believe Michael B. Petty replied to Chantal in your comments section. It was a great banter. I couldn't believe it either. When you think of kind of the people you think of when it comes to the reaction community, it's the same as when Chantal turned up in my comments. I was like, what are they doing here? Thank you, you're here. That's amazing. But how do you even know where I am? What's going on here? What is life right now? I sent that message to my friend. I literally sent a picture of her comment. I was like, what is my life right now? You know? She couldn't have surgery anyway, considering she won't stop binging. I mean, I've had a binge or two post-surgery. If you're saying only people without food issues can have weight loss surgery, you're going to cut out a large amount of people that need weight loss surgery, you know? Let's see. What surgery did you have for your weight loss? I had VS3. Let's see. Love watching you. Thank you very much, Kristen. Coffee Cake Shani Citrinjane. At Coffee Cake Shani. I was like, that's a long name. Oh, wait. Commas. Shani Citrinjane and Fatty Gold. Charlie has an unfortunate habit of taking help from anyone who offers. I think it's very easy, either in the reaction community, even with Chantel's friends, whatever group you happen to be in, it's really easy to get whipped up into a frenzy because everyone around you agrees with everyone around you. And then everything kind of escalates from there. I think it's true for her. I think it's true for the reaction community. I think it's true for the peripheral. It's true in any community, be it this one or others, or Chantel herself. When everyone around you is getting more and more and more, then a mob happens. And she just wants people to go, she wants yes men, she wants people to go, no, you're right. She wants vindication. And she gets it from these people and doesn't really care about anything else about them, you know? Jenny Kay says, yeah, Milk Tea, I agree, she isn't going to get any better without help. My mum did it alone for years. Oh, thank you, D. Higgins, thank you so much for the super chat. That's very kind of you. There doesn't appear to be a message on here. Did I miss a message? If I did, pop it in. If I didn't, just thank you very much and thank you for being here. That's very kind of you. Let me just see here. I'm so sorry, I've completely lost where I was. The chonk chart. What? Do I want to know what that is? I scrolled past. I was like, the what? Oh, she's going to get better without help. I don't think she's going to get better without some kind of medical intervention. People say in program. I don't think she'd succeed with in program. I think you still have to do the work with in program, but it's the work she doesn't want to do, you know? So I don't think it would necessarily be helpful to her, but wow, my brain. This is what happens when it's late at night and I can't have coffee. Hey, Wild Rose, thank you so much for the super chat, honey. I can't believe you sent one. You've already been in here for so long. Thank you so much. I think she does need some kind of medical intervention. I think if she wants to be successful long term, she will need the surgery going from her weight to a regular weight. But there's a lot of work around it. It's so much more than the technical, practical aspect of having your stomach reduced or whatever you did. Oh, thank you very much, Marissa. You're my new favourite reaction channel. Thank you, Milton. Thank you so much. So lovely of you to say thank you for being here. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things she would have to do with or without surgery that she's not looking to do. Let's see. I personally don't think she's racist. I actually believe, and I agree, and I said this in my video, I don't believe she was intending to be racist. However, she was, and it would have been better for her to acknowledge it and move on and try and change her behaviour. And that's not the route she went for. Let's put it that way. Let's just see. Pete says he paid the majority of the bills on a live. Did he? I'd heard him say. I feel like I'd heard him say he did that the last time they were together, but I wasn't sure about this time. If he did, and you can confirm where it is, I'd love to see that. Please do. Because I've seen a lot of the lives, but it's easy to miss things when they're so long. I say with my react times. Oh, the ground is soft. Here there be dragons. See what I've done. At least she didn't say she isn't racist because she dated B. I feel like she has said that at some point. Or she said something like, how can I be racist? Like I'm with BB or something like that. Let's see. I think he works in the call centre, yes. Molly, thank you for the super chat. You're my new favourite too. I've listened to all your old videos while staying sane. Oh, sorry, it's disappeared. While staying sane, caring for 2 infants. Oh, God bless you. What a nap time treat today. Oh, well, thank you very much. Stay sane. Remember, day drinking is a viable life choice. And I'm sure your children are lovely, but nothing is lovely 24 hours a day. I completely understand the parents who are like, get them to school. Message retracted. Oh, I don't have the option to check that. So whatever M. Lane said, I don't know what it was. Hi Mandy, what's your profession? I teach, Jojo. Let's have a look. Also, she shouldn't date anyone new at this point. If I'm completely honest, I don't think it's going to be an option. Tea Overflow, thank you for sharing your reactions. Hope to see more of you in the future. Thank you so much, and thank you for the super chat. Oh, what was I saying? I feel like it would just be a feeder, and she most certainly does not need any more enablers. I mean, she could go that way if she chose to go that way. I think her looks aren't for everybody, but I think there's someone who loves everything, you know? So there's going to be someone out there who loves what she's up. Goes my dress. There's going to be one out there that loves what she's offering. Just because it's not my particular cup of tea doesn't mean it's not someone's. But I think she'd really have to put herself out there to find it, and I don't think she feels happy in herself right now, and adding a relationship to that. I think she relies too much on the status a relationship gives her. I haven't explained that very well. What do I say? Sorry guys, I'm thinking of a way to word this. This is the stuff I cut out of the video when I sound like I'm making sense, and I've just cut out all the crap in between where I've been trying to figure it out. I think she puts a lot of stock emotionally, mentally and personally into the idea that she is wanted enough to be in a relationship, and I don't think that's a healthy area for her right now. I prefer her learn to happily exist without one and then choose to pursue one if she wanted to. I hope that makes sense. Let me have a look. She doesn't like to self-reflect under any circumstances. Yeah, that's not untrue. Love to see you do a live stream. How are you? Hello everyone in chat. Hi Jodie, lovely to see you. I'm doing fine, thank you. I also love watching you while working on my art. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, and thank you for spelling sweetie somewhat correctly. I will accept S-W-E-E-T-Y, or an I-E is fine as well. I have a lot of people who spell it sweaty, and I read it as sweaty every time. It bothers me. But thank you for the lovely comment. People really need to stop clutching their pearls. They're making fools of themselves, letting themselves get offended by, I'm not going to read what you just described it as, but I do think sometimes there is a case of, as much as I am a reaction channel, I'm not going to be like, why do people react? Clearly I react, but there's a point when you just have to be like, okay, whatever. And I wish she had that point, I really do. Group mentality is group mentality. Yes, that's a much more succinct way of saying that. Michelle, oh, I see you in my comments all the time, Michelle, hello. I've got hair there, sorry. When Chantel left her last job, she was given a large payout. I did know that, yes. Was allowed to get government assistance until she found another job. I wonder if she still receives that money. Legally, it would seem unlikely she'd be allowed it, because she then obviously started making money with YouTube, and usually that assistance is income-based. I'm just talking about how it works in the UK. It might be different in Canada. But if she's, you know, bookkeeping and declaring her income the way apparently she needed 4 days off because it was the first time, I don't know. Either it was she needed 4 days off because it was new, which it shouldn't have been, or she didn't need the 4 days off, you know. But if she was suddenly unemployed, yes, she would be entitled to that. But with the money she makes from YouTube now, she wouldn't be. But I don't know how big the payout was, you know. Did you just send another? Super chat. If you did, thank you very much. It's popped up. I was like, wait, I just read that. Wait, is that another one? Thank you, my darling. Don't feel like you have to, but thank you very much. I monster message retracted. Either it was something good or something bad, or maybe you said the word bread. Who knows these days? I'm 5'7". I got up to 300 pounds. Every step was agony. I can't imagine how she handles 400. It hurts. It hurts to be fat. My heaviest was around the 280-ish mark. I did get a point where I just stopped weighing myself. That was the heaviest I saw on a scale, let's put it that way. And I was 270-ish when the day I got my surgery. So it hurts, and my knees are still screwed. Like, losing weight didn't fix them, you know? Wait. Not that I'm still not very, very happy to see you. I think it was the same super chat because I finally scrolled down on my phone to where they were. I'm happy you're here anyway. Thank you. Let's see. I don't know how to do any of the things. I apologise. Let's see. I've been inpatient 3 times. It's a feeding farm. They aim for physical numbers rather than the mental side. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that, Rhiannon. I don't know with her disorder, if she were to do inpatient, if her experience would be the same, because you obviously have perhaps the same mental triggers, but you're going in a completely different way. So I feel like the emphasis would have to be different for her problem, but what do I know? I don't know anything. Let's see. Knee pain. I remember foot pain more than anything. GIVMI. Oh, that was a mouthful. I remember foot pain more than anything because when I had my surgery done, I was obviously massively motivated, and I was walking, and I was walking a lot, and I had what I think was plantar fasciitis. Is that how you pronounce it? Plantar fasciitis. Might be mispronouncing that. But I had really bad foot pain, and it wasn't until I got about 40 pounds down that disappeared. And I didn't notice it going. I just realised one day it was no longer there. But it hurts so much. Being overweight is painful. Let's see. Actually makes me kind of sad. She's even alienating Pete. At this point, it's hard to deal with volatile back and forth emotions like that. I mean, Pete just kind of exists in his world. I think they've been together long enough as friends, as a relationship. Just there's enough years behind them that they are fine with each other. And you might have up and downs, as you do in any relationship, but I think, you know, they are very aware of the kind of person they are to each other, you know, and to other people. And they're still together for, you know, for better or for worse. So I don't think Pete is as bothered, because Pete would just go back to his room if he were, you know. Let's see. I think there's very little she could do to permanently alienate Pete. So I don't think he's got, I get the impression he doesn't have that many other choices around her. Let's see. Inpatient programs vary so much, I'd imagine. I mean, if you think doctors can vary a lot, your experience at a hospital can vary a lot. Oh my goodness, am I stupid? I've been holding it the other way and I couldn't figure out why. Actually, I think I prefer it that way. There we go. Let's see. I'm 6'3", I used to be 3'75", and now I'm 260. Your life must rock. Congratulations. That actually might be why I'm having, sorry, not connected to your comment. Might be why I'm having trouble seeing my comments on screen, because I do have my iPad in landscape. Oh, maybe I'm just a fool and I should have had it the other way, but my tripod arm thing wouldn't have accepted it in portrait. Oh, anyway, sorry, I just realised something. You need to gain at least 40 pounds. Good luck on that. Apparently Chantal could help you there. Sorry, I make a joke, it's a serious thing, I apologise. But are you going to keep this live up? I have no idea. Maybe not. I'll have a look later. Depends where it goes, my dear. Sometimes we're just chatting and I'm like, I don't want that on the internet, and I forget. So, and sometimes I'm just like, maybe not. I can't imagine how small tasks must be for her. I mean, we don't need to imagine. We've heard from her that she can't do them. We've seen, you know, she told us about the socks, which is the infamous one, but little things like when she dropped the saucers and she couldn't reach them. She could get a broom for him, but she couldn't reach them. And can you imagine dropping something on the floor and then just being like, can't get it? Not because you're hurt, not because, like, when I was recovering from surgery, when I had my tummy tuck and things, I couldn't do certain movements, and it was like I had set up my apartment so things would be within arm's reach and stuff when I got back, because I had surgery while I was living in China, and then I would forget. I had forgotten something. I can't remember where it was, but it was on a place. I was like a little T-Rex, and I couldn't reach it. And that was just it. I had to literally go get my friend next to me, like, can you get this? I forgot that I was going to need, I think it was a cup or something. I forgot to bring them out to counter level, and I just couldn't get them. So to live in that position unnecessarily would be very difficult, I would think. You know? Let me see where I was. Chantal doesn't want to help herself. Case in point, when Swanworth did that and threw it back in his face. I mean, she did. She clings to ideas that sound amazing at the time. Well, thank you very much, Kristen Nettle and the bowing athletic pair. Thank you so much for being here. I think it probably sounded like a godsend when he offered it. And then she looked at the practicalities of the fact that it was going to be hard, but she was going to be doing it very publicly. And it overwhelmed her. She's easily overwhelmed. I blame her for not at least trying, because she gave up far quicker than she needed to, you know? I would like her to have at least tried, but I understand why she did it. I don't think she would have been capable of doing the program, you know? But there we go. Sorry, I've got hairs here, it's irritating me. Let's see, sorry. Bear Monkey says therapy. She's got so much undealt with issues that I think her eating is just a way to cope. You don't get to an excessive weight without having something more than food being the problem. You know, whatever that problem may be, it's worth delving into. It's not bad enough for her to change, so don't invest yourself too much. I don't know what Molly said that you're replying to there. It's not that things aren't bad enough, it's that she doesn't know anything else. This isn't a light switch where she woke up 400 pounds. This has been a gradual, occasionally accelerated, but mostly a gradual thing that's been years and years and years. It goes before YouTube, it's her weight creeping up. I mean, she said when she first got with BB, she got down to a low and she was about 290. I remember her talking about this once. And it was around 290, and that was the lowest she had been. And that's, from what I understood of what she was saying, it sounds like it was the lowest she had been in her adult life, if you think like past her teens. So she's never been small, you know, and she doesn't know what it's like to be an adult and be a healthy weight. So it's not a switch, it's a death by 1,000 cuts. It's her getting gradually heavier and not knowing anything else. And so she doesn't know what she's missing to an extent she can only imagine. And I'm telling you now, going from one to the other, I didn't realise how badly I was until I wasn't anymore. You know? Not milk, but I think it would have to be that she needs to stop getting mad at other people for stating facts about her health. We all get to, if she wants to be mad on the internet, she gets to be. I always say, you know, you get to have an opinion whether I like it or not. But, whether I agree with it or not. But there's a certain amount of reflection that would help her in the long term that she definitely doesn't do. Excuse me. Sorry. Like I was actually coughing at you then, sorry. What's your favourite thing to cook or bake? Enjoyed your last recipe video? I don't think I have a favourite, to be honest. It's been a long time. I tend to go through, just as autumn hits, I go through a baking drive. And then I don't do it again for a long time, because I'm not supposed to be eating a huge amount of cake. It's not a great thing. So, I usually try not to, but I have a few weeks every autumn where I just go nuts. So I like baking in general. Cakes and things. I don't like making cookies. I'm not very good at it. But I like making cakes. I like roasting things, slow roasting things, slow cooked meats, that kind of thing. But I like cooking in general. Like, you give me a recipe, I'll try it, sort of a thing, you know? Let's see. I can't imagine being the shape she is. I'm pear-shaped too. And even at her heaviest, this is Lucia? I feel like I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but, you know, points for trying. I've never struggled with mobility. I can't imagine trying to lean down and being unable to because of your stomach. It's a very difficult, like, I've always been pear-shaped. I had a hanging stomach before I had surgery, but I've always been pear-shaped, so I tend to be wider rather than front. But even then, I had like, if I had to bend down to tie my shoes, I'd have to maybe put it up on a chair for it to be easier, that kind of thing. So she carries a lot of weight at the front, and she's very far forward. So it does seem incredibly limiting. Let's see, remember she had a total hysterectomy. I do believe managed weight distribution is a side effect of that. I get the sense that that was her weight distribution to begin with, and just was seeing it in a more pronounced way because she's getting so heavy now. But I can't imagine her hysterectomy helped at all, no. It looks like half of Robin's chat came straight here. Oh, I feel bad. I know he does it regularly and then I just don't pay attention, and then I started a live while he was live. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Some folks are just not interested in improving themselves, and it's sad. If you aren't growing, you aren't living. I don't think she's not interested. I think she's interested in the result, not the work it would take to get there. The work is very hard, but I think she wants it. Jojo, I didn't realise how badly I was until I wasn't anymore. Yeah. When it's all you know, you don't have a contrast to be able to compare it to. You know, you don't have a frame of reference, and losing the weight completely changes that. Let's see. I can't imagine the amount of back pain either. It's not just back, it's knee, it's foot. It is back pain too, but there's so many just parts of it that you wouldn't consider. I do the same thing with baking, yeah. Ilya, I'm not sure what your message said. I'm so sorry, my darling. Unless it was something nasty, in which case I'm not sorry. But oh, it's come back. I've lost half my body weight. Oh, then I'm definitely sorry I didn't get to see it the first time. I'm coming back to you. You've been at your current weight for over 30 years. Congrats to you. I'm not a steady. I'm never a steady weight. I don't stay down. I go up and then I'm like, oh crap, and then I have to lose it again. Which is where I am now. Thanks, Rona. I mean, I've never gotten up to where I was, obviously, but I have a range now, and I'm on the heavier end of that range right now. Which is why I got to stop maybe baking. Which is why just recently I've switched to, oh, my phone won't redo it, sorry. I switched to baking savoury things because it calms me down a bit. Less cake in the house, maybe, less cake. So I did the other day I did a roasted vegetable couscous, and today I just took the leftover butternut squash and some onions. I roasted those, and then I just topped it with a fried egg, and it was delicious. I like doing that. Just an easy meal. My default meal is eggs. If I'm feeling lazy, but I mean, they're cheap, quick, easy, delicious, nutritious. Like, if in doubt, eat an egg. Let's see. Neojax is the legend. Is that your whole username? Neojax is the legendary McDonald's KFC champ. Wait, what? I don't know what you're referring to. I'm so sorry. Actually, my cousin is short and morbidly obese, although she is evenly shaped, so, but kind of boxy, she struggles. Yeah, I think the way she holds her weight definitely doesn't help her, but at her weight, whatever shape she was, she'd be having problems. Let's see, this hair is so lovely on you, thank you very much. Let's see, size is a very, sorry, I finally got back to the end of that comment, sorry Ilya. Size is a very subjective thing anyway. I don't think anyone really knows. My best instruction, my best suggestion, do the brain thing, would just be to measure yourself and then just go to their measurement chart and be like that. Because even someone who's been an average weight their whole life has problems with sizing in the industries. Let's see. Actually, we're closer to 3/4 away now. 3/4 away to what? Oh, I've got a weird pain going through my collarbone and shoulder. Sorry guys, it might be my position. Ha 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 ha. When she blamed Canada's access to help, it always irked me. Yeah, me too. She's had so many people trying to help her that she's sought out. She's had teams, she's had doctors, and she goes once and then realizes it's going to be hard. It's not an issue. Those services are stretched thin, they're not perfect, but there are people who would die to have them. And she has them, and she's been given them, and she's not following them. And nothing will be successful unless you're willing to follow it. So I don't know who she wants who's going to make that change for her. And that's really it. She wants someone to make the change for her. I don't know what service she thinks she's lacking that will make the difference, you know. Let's see, I work in mental health and know how much access and resources are available to area of publicly funded healthcare. Yeah. Do I like, I look at pics when I was fat and I can't believe it because it didn't feel that way. Just incredibly hard to get normal things done like tying your shoes. Yeah. I mean, you occasionally, when you're big, you capture bad pictures of stuff and you're like, oh, but when you look back and you're like, whoa, you know, you realize how much you were working, how hard you were working to convince yourself it wasn't that bad, and it wasn't working, you know. Like, it wasn't, in the back of your mind you knew, but you didn't quite realize. Hi Goon. Oh, I saw your username and I was like, the Goonies. She just doesn't want to change. I think she very much wants the results of change. I don't think she wants to put the work into doing it, which is why she constantly spins her wheels. Eggs are my go-to also. Yep, I keep a lot of eggs in my fridge. Seeing so many people talking about the weight loss makes me feel proud of them all. Aw, Michelle. Let's see, Chop Suey. I live in Ottawa. There are so many resources. Yep, I mean, how many of those resources has she mentioned, you know? Stephanie, glad you're doing a live. Thank you so much. I put loads of weight on after I lost my sister. I mean, I think that's pretty natural. We turn to whatever we can cope with, you know. Enjoyed the cinnamon group. I hope that's been working for you. I hope you've been feeling good. Same, I always lose weight, gain some, trying. It's a bad cycle. Yeah, it is a cycle. And that's just the way it is. But, you know, we didn't get to the point of needing to lose that amount of weight without having some serious issues with our relationship with food. And those issues stay with you for life, and you can find better coping mechanisms. But I always have this idea of I turn to food. And now, luckily, I tend to get to a point that I'm like, okay, fatty, let's calm that down and go to the gym, which is kind of where I am right now. Like, all right, let's calm that down and nip it in the bud. But many years, you know, the behaviors are so ingrained. Even I'm in a much better place with them now, but they're still there. They're still something I'm always going to have to be aware of. It's like when you get an alcoholic who finally gets sober. You know, they might be sober, but it doesn't mean they're not an alcoholic. Does that make sense? If I'm talking about that, that's not right. If I'm misrepresenting that and anyone has input, then feel free to chime in the chat. But that's what I imagine that's like, if that makes sense. Do you think she will die soon? Well, I certainly hope not. Love your content, your personality really shines through. Thank you so much. I will figure it out. Luxury problem to have. I missed that. Was that your size thing? I wonder what size waist she is. I feel like I don't know what size waist she is. I certainly don't know now, but I feel like she said at some point what her size was. 3/4 600 pounds. Wow, that was a while ago in chat. Sorry. Yeah. That wasn't how math worked. Let's just leave it at that. Just got home, missed the majority of this live. Well, Marina, it wasn't intentional. I was just seeing if I could get my iPad to work, which I have. Has it been 68 minutes, you guys? I've got work in the morning. I've got to go soon. Let's see. Her and I had a hysterectomy the same year. I'm still paying mine off. I'm guessing you live in America. That sounds like an absolute hassle. I'm quite excited actually. I've got to, in terms, weird to be excited paying it off, but I'm really close to finishing paying off my credit card. I did some stupid things with it a couple of years ago. Well, not stupid. I paid for part of my surgery on it, but then because I then had a pretty big bill on it, I just was like, well, might as well. And so I wasn't as sensible with it as I could have been, and I've been paying it off. And hopefully, I've got to double check how much is left on it now, but I'm hoping this month will be the final payment, and then I'll be debt free. It'll be lovely. Let's see. Hi, kitty cat. Wait, not alive. I can't hear you. I'm a ninja. You can't see me. In the US, all the resources are super expensive. She's very lucky. Yeah, that's what I hear. Let's see. I have no idea as to her waist size. I'm sure someone with more patience than me, and I use as much patience as I've got in the React, but I'm sure someone could find that evidence if they really wanted to check. This live is making the start of my day awesome. Thank you, D. Blake. That's very kind of you. Yeah, Texas, it's all a figment of your imagination. Move on. Move on, move on. You can't see it. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Just going through. How long are you going to stay in Saudi? I don't know. My initial contract was 2 years. I'm a year and a bit into it. To be honest, I would, if the world wasn't the world right now, I'd be looking for a new job. But the world being the world right now, I'm not sure if I want to give this job up. It pays well. It's a hard job to do, but the holidays are good and it pays well. So there are worse positions to be in right now, and I imagine it would be an enormous hassle to try and be doing new visas and everything, with parts of the world shut down and some government places being in work and some not, and some services not being able to be done from work from home for security reasons. I think trying to sort out visas right now would be a terrible, terrible thing. I haven't really looked for new positions yet. So I'm debating sucking it up and doing another year here, just for the sake of the security of it, to be completely honest. But we'll see. While I'm on work from home, it's really easy to be like, yeah, maybe I could do this once I get back into the building. No, I don't want to. Let's see. It's not my first live, kitty cat. I did 2 before, but I didn't keep them up on channel. How you like the Natasha Denona palettes? I love the glam one, or even the new one. A new one got announced today, didn't it? I've been enjoying them, thank you. I haven't got the glam one just because it was a lot of neutrals, and I feel like I've got enough neutrals in my collection. I don't use them that much, so the ones I have are enough for me. And I did buy the mini glam rather than the big one, because I felt like that would just cover it. But she's got a new one, trichrome palette, I think it is. Basically, it's got 3 multi-chromes in it, but the rest is mattes, which I was watching a video by Amy Loves Makeup. She was doing a dupe video on it. But it surprises me, considering the whole ideas around the multi-chromes, that there's only 3 of them and the rest are all matte. And they don't look like super strong multi-chromes, although there aren't that many swatches around right now, so who knows. But I don't know, I don't know if I was entirely impressed by it. I feel like if I wanted proper multi-chromes, I'd probably go to an indie brand. There's some really good ones. They're expensive as all get out, but there's some really good ones, so I might look into that another time. But for only 3 and the rest of the palette not being anything that you can't get elsewhere, I'm not sure I would go for that. Let me see. Ha! I turned my iPad up. I didn't even think to check the volume on mine. I hope everyone... I've just been talking to myself in the chat and people have been like, what have we got here? Let's see. I thought someone was singing prayers. No, there is a mosque directly behind my house. I'm at the back of my compound. So there's a big old wall behind my flat, and then there's a mosque right behind it. So I do get the brunt of the prayers, which is what you hear in the background of my video, because I'm so close to the center of prayer, it's louder. I was wondering if you went to uni. Yes, I did. The thing with, if you're thinking of moving abroad, it depends what you're doing, but if you want a visa to be teaching and you want to do it legally, you need a degree, because almost every visa I've seen that is going to bring you in the proper fashion demands you be a specialist in what you're going to be teaching. Well, sorry, that's actually, I've misrepresented that. You need a degree to show you have the level of education required to be teaching, but what your degree is in doesn't necessarily have to be your specialist subject. It changes a lot from country to country. There's a lot of variables, but in terms of working, they pull people in who don't have it, but in terms of working legally, at the very least, you would need a degree. I'm not going to give any other details about my job, D. Blake. Let's see. see, do you have to wear anything particular, like a uniform? No, you have to dress modestly. Rules changed a lot in Saudi in terms of having to wear an abaya. I have a few abayas, but the rules changed in terms of me having to wear them. Before the Rona happened in November, they opened up tourist visas. Tourist visas weren't a thing before. So because then they were welcoming in foreigners, they changed the rules so that they relaxed them. So as long as, like, I'm wearing a dress right now, I'm wearing this, I could wear this outside, I could wear this, I mean, in the compound there are no rules, but I could wear it outside of my compound and be okay. I'd probably put something under here just so I'd feel a little less exposed, but I'd be fine wearing this outside. I have worn this outside. So I don't have to at work. At work I wear Western style clothes. I don't have to wear the abaya, but I have to be modest, which means it can't be tight, and it means it has to cover here, it has to cover past my elbow, you know, the usual stuff. Well, I say usual to me, sorry guys, I'm presuming something there. You love Amy Loves Makeup? Yeah. It's $129, yeah. I'm not saying it's not worth it, I'm saying it's not worth it to me. Let's see, is this a premiere? No, it's not the first time I've been there. A message is held for review. I'm going to hide that message because it appears to be a weird person. If you're not a weird person, then I apologise, but it appears to be spam. Let's see. It's great catching you live. Chat to the community. Stay healthy. Peace out. Bye bye. Bye bye. My partner just had to pay £230 for a work visa for Russia for only valid for 4 weeks. Yeah, I tallied up. So for most jobs, they'll either pay all your visa costs like they did here, or you will keep the receipts and you'll claim it back. And sometimes they'll pay everything. Sometimes they have a limit. I tallied up when I went to China, it cost me £1,200 for all the elements of what I had to do to get all my documents attested, to get them marked, to go through the visa people, to go down to London, to get my medical test done. £1,200. And you don't always have the money to hand, you know. I was lucky here, they paid it all for me, so I didn't have many initial costs other than getting a blood test done in London for the Saudi office. But for China, I had to prepay everything and then claim it back, and it was an actual financial hardship. I didn't have a lot of money at the time. Let's see. I remember you saying you taught English in Japan, so I was curious. That's fine to be curious. It's natural to be curious. You probably missed it at the beginning of this live. I just said there's only so much information about my job I'm willing to put out online because people like to find information, and there are certain things I prefer not to have out there, you know. So I teach. Told you the country I live in. That's about as far as I'll go. What do people do at the call to prayer? Do they go to a special place? They say the same prayer. Do women pray too? Do kids too? Yep, men, women, kids. The call to prayer, there's some time sensitive ones, and there's some where once the call to prayer goes, you can pray at any point until the next call to prayer. So how you take that is really up to you. Obviously, I don't follow it, so I'm not sure of all the details. I know in my school there's a prayer room. There's several prayer rooms. But how and when you do it is down to the person. To be fair to Chantal, she doesn't have bad skin really. You tend not to have many wrinkles. The fat fills it out. That's true. She does have rosacea, the red. My mum has it as well, actually. And if she ate a better diet, she would. I think she would have lovely skin. Considering the diet she eats, her skin's held up well, but when she's not hiding it, she's got quite a lot of texture to her skin. I think she doesn't have bad skin, and it could look absolutely lovely if she took more care of it. Let's see, your crop pot is going insane. You developed diet face, yeah, the diet neck. I noticed that more. Okay, guys, I can't believe there's so many people here. It's so lovely to see everybody, but I'm afraid it is 11:45, and I actually have work tomorrow. Is it Thursday tomorrow? Are we on Wednesday now? Thursday, time differences. My work week runs Sunday to Thursday because Friday is the holy day, so tomorrow is my Friday, which is really nice. Means I can have rest and do some things. We were doing a lot of report cards this week, so it's been a busy one. But I love the length of your videos. Please don't ever change that if you've the time. Honey, I don't think you could stop me from talking. I've tried to do shorter ones. I physically can't. For better or for worse, my videos are what my videos are. I had someone comment on my video. So my last video I started because I knew there were a lot of new people, and you can see you can see the length of the video, but I was like, hey guys, heads up. I do long videos and it's not for everyone. No harm, no foul, but be aware. And I got someone, an hour for a react and a half-hour video? Nah. And I was like, okay. I'm not sure what else to tell you. But yeah, I can't shut up, so there we go. This is evidence of that right now. So lovely to see everybody. Ocean Child, I couldn't shorten them if I tried. I have tried, I can't shorten them. Simone says, thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone, new or old, that has been watching them. I started this channel as a thing to get me through the summer holidays without going insane while we were completely locked down. Because when we were locked down here in Saudi, the curfew was you could be outside between the hours of 6 and 3, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. And if you wanted to be out, like there is an app you had to go and apply through. It was a whole thing. So, hey Jojo, your message has got held for review. You said lovely chat and it got held for review. I'm like, what was the problem there? So it was hardcore. Like I've been in a couple of times to go to work, but when we started on the lockdown in March, until this month, I left the compound twice, and that's all I'd done. So I started the channel to have something to do in the time, and I never expected to have actual followers. I thought I'd just be kind of shouting out into the void. So it's been lovely to have everybody. My little teacups, my little teacups and my little tea sets. But it's been lovely to have you here. So thank you for enjoying, and thank you for being here. It's lovely, and there we go. So that's the end of that. I'm sure I'll see you around when Chantal decides what mood she's in today, tonight. I'll probably wake up tomorrow and we've missed a whole leg of the drama. That's why I always have to go back to Kiwi Farms. So I'm like, no one else archives the way they do. Otherwise I'm subsiding on rudeness. I'm like, sorry, how many videos did she delete while I was asleep? And how many times has this been edited? You know, but there we go. So I'm not entirely sure how to finish this live, so this is going to be a weird thing of me poking up the screen for a second. But take care, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.